numbers 10, 20, 30. So now I want to check if all of these numbers are greater than 10. So numbers dot every, and you will get individual numbers. So all of these methods has the same parameters, number, index, array, but we are not using that, so you don't need to mention all. You will just say number. So here we'll add the same condition. So this is also similar to find and filter. You need to write a condition which will return true or false. So here I will say number is greater than, let's say, 10. So what it will do, it will check for during first loop, this number is greater than 10. No, it's false. So immediately it will return. So what every method returns, it returns true or false. Is matching. So make sure to create a variable with some name which is easy to identify. So every method will check if everything is matching. So you can call it is matching instead of result. So when you call result, it's not clear what is result. But when I say is matching, it's clear you are matching something. So I will be either true or false. So now returns true or false. It always returns Boolean value. So it will check if for every element this condition is true or not. So for the first element itself, this condition is false. So you will get is matching as false. You can see. So if I convert it into longer function, right here number, so now what is happening? I am checking. So for the each element I am checking. So this will check for the during first iteration, you will see 10 printed. 10 is greater than 10? No. So it will immediately stop. So what is the use of every? It checks if everything is matching. So here you can see it will log that 10 and it will immediately return false. But if I say this is 15, now what is the condition? Number is greater than 10. So is this greater than 10? Yes. So every method will again check for second element. Is this greater than 10? Yes. Then is this greater than 10? Yes. So for all of those elements, it will check if it is matching that condition. If it matches for every element of that array, then it will return true. So in this case, you get true as the result. You can see it checks for all those elements in the array. So if I have 40, 50 here, 60 here, all of these will be logged. So it keeps checking until all the condition, all the elements are not looped. So it will check for every element similar to the name. It matches with exactly same name. So it will check for every element of that array if that condition is satisfying or not. So if it's not satisfying, it will immediately return false. So in the first, let's say for this second element, this is 5. So first time it will check if this is greater than 10, true. Then it will again continue for next element. Is this greater than 2? No. Greater than 10? No. So it will immediately just log this 5 and it will immediately return false. So every method you will get this as a false result. You can see it returns 10, then it checks for 5. 5 is greater than 10? No. So immediately get false. So every method checks for every element and it immediately stops if that condition is not true. If it's true, it will keep checking until all the elements are not finished. So that is the every method. So you can simplify this like this. So if you have a complex condition, you can write in true, false. So find filter, I can say this users. Now again, I can use this complex. So you can use complex conditions also. For every user, I will add this. So I will check if the name is matching, age is matching. So for every element, it will never match. So I can just say, let's say here, if it contains A. So let's say instead of Alex, let's say. So check if this string contains A, yes. Is this contains no. This contains no. So most of them are not there. So instead of A, let's use E. Here I will add A. So this is already E. This is also have E. So all of them are having E. So what I am checking if it contains E and age is 35. So instead of, let's make everything 30, 30, 30. Now can just console.log. So what I am checking if user.name.to lowercase. So name, this name dot lowercase, I am converting every character to lowercase if it includes this value. So I can even include capital, but we are converting into lowercase. So if this name includes letter E, yes. Then I am checking if user dot age equal to 30. So if it's 30, yes. So it will return true because both the conditions are true. So there is no way to stop filter method. So if you see find method, so all these methods which have for each also. So we have for each also. So there is no way to stop. So you cannot break out of this. You can see you get error. So you cannot add any condition. So these are looping methods. So you loop through them and you cannot stop them. So even if I'm which filter you immediately stop if you get that first matching result. So this immediately you can break out, but filter you cannot break out of this filter method. So I cannot use break here. So you can see you get error. So filter method continues to check for all the elements. This every method also keeps checking for all the elements, but it will stop once that condition is false.